Oh man, I didn't see you there. Oh, let's get out of there. Let's get back to work. All right, so today, as you know, what we're doing is we're beginning our Rube Goldberg project. And as you know from our favorite videos, OK Go, Rube Goldberg made these very complicated machines to do rather simple tasks. So your task is to create a Rube Goldberg machine to do a simple task of your choice. In case you've forgotten what a Rube Goldberg machine looks like, this link right here links to a good example on YouTube. Go ahead and check that out. Also, I forgot to tell you, I would like you to click on the assignment tab, or rather the assignment link in your Google homework document. Again, that's the assignment link in your Google homework document, and open up that Google homework document and open up that Word document linked to your Google homework document and follow along with me. You should see a file that looks exactly like this. So I'll pause just for a second to let you go ahead and open that up. Okay. Now that you have it open, we can go through it together. So, first things first, this project consists of 3 parts. The first thing you need to do before you begin any good project is some research. We've provided some websites there for you to look at. Those are good starting places, but feel free to explore some more. By Friday, what you need to have for me is at least a 1-page length, including a diagram, but that diagram isn't included in your total page length. Does that make sense? So 1 written page length of some research you've done about Rube Goldberg, about your background information. Who was he? What did he do? You can talk about simple machines a little bit in that as well. But just make sure it's a 1 page in length and does include a diagram and an idea that you want to pursue. So what will your simple machine do? Diagram that, draw it, a brief schematic of what you think it might look like, and some background information on Rube Goldberg himself. Next part is a film presentation. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be recording ourselves making a Rube Goldberg machine. You can choose the topic you like, so you can choose the end goal. It should be a relatively simple task, as I stated before. And what you're going to do is make a video of each part of that Rube Goldberg machine prior to it being run. That's number 1 right here. Include the cartoon or the schematic that you drew, the blueprints that you drew of your Rube Goldberg machine in your video. So just pan over to that quickly, look at it. And then the video of the machine working start to finish. Finally, or during while that video is working, you can do either voiceover or you can pan over to yourselves and see yourselves talk, but you need to give a video that includes, in that video at the end, you need to include a brief biographical peek into Rube Goldberg himself, detailed descriptions on how you accomplished your task. So here's where you'll talk about each one of the simple machines you used, all 10 of them that you need to include, and then the steps that you took to accomplish this task. So not only the steps of the machine, but what you did to make sure that your Rube Goldberg machine worked. What did you have to change? What worked well in the beginning? What didn't work well? So on and so forth. And as you note here, we'll be presenting those on Thursday, April 16th. Next, what I think is the most fun part, the Rube Goldberg machine itself. So you're going to build the Rube Goldberg machine. You heard me say this before, but a Rube Goldberg machine is an incredibly complex machine, so made up of many, many different simple machines. So instead of complex, maybe a better word I could use is compound. So it's a compound machine made of many different simple machines, and we need at least 8 different types of simple machines used in your Rube Goldberg machine to complete that simple task. So those include the ramp, or the inclined plane, the wedge, screw, a first class lever, a second class lever, a third class lever, a pulley, and a wheel and an axle. So you need to include all 8 of those tasks, and those 8 tasks need to be included in a minimum of 10 steps. Also, you can work with 1 to 2 classmates. Now, it's important to note that this will be done at home, so I suggest that you choose your partners wisely. It might be a good idea to figure out where your partner lives. Do you live close to each other? Are you going to be able to go to each other's houses to work on this machine? Because it will take some effort to get this machine to work. And also, it's important that before you actually begin building your machine, you're making these blueprints. And these blueprints have to be detailed and labeled. So exactly what you think is going to happen. It's totally okay if you have to change them and make some alterations. I expect you will, and you'll have to make many actually. But you need to have a plan before you begin. And you need to make sure you also record any changes that you make. And that could be part of your presentation that you do up top. Also, finally, we will have a formal project report. This is going to be done individually in your lab notebook. So now that you have all of your information, you can write it up formally. It would also be great if you could link your video to this lab report. Again, we've been doing our lab reports in our OneNotes, in our OneNote notebooks, so I'd like you to do that again. Here I have outlined for you exactly what you need to include in your formal lab report. It needs to include background information, materials, initial sketches, procedure, step-by-step, each simple machine, any modifications, results, what went wrong, how many blue trials, the final blueprint, and your conclusions. You can go ahead and read through those conclusions. You just have to specifically talk about the discussion of potential and kinetic energy, describe force, impulse, momentum, velocity, acceleration, work. So actually, I forgot to change that for you all. We didn't talk about impulse, so you don't really have to know that. We talked about it briefly, but I'm not going to make you talk about that in your description. So basically, you can think of this as a formal write-up of your video. So once you have your video, this should be fairly easy to do. And then down here we have how your project will be evaluated with each one of those points. Class presentation, that is the same as the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to share our videos in class with the rest of the group. We're all going to watch, and that is how we will grade that class presentation. It just needs to be put together in your videos. Also, as we scroll up here, you'll notice that I've nicely included a project timeline for you. So go ahead and read that carefully. It has the dates by which you need to make sure that each one of your things for this presentation is complete, and I will check your presentation in your machine via these different checkpoints. All right, well, I hear the blob calling me. I'm gonna go check that out. Have fun in class. Bye-bye now. Oh, before I let you go, I almost got too excited there. I wanted to tell you that today you should be reading this assignment super carefully. There's more detail in this assignment than I went over briefly. So make sure you read it carefully and you understand everything you need to do. Once you've finished that, you may build your groups, your partners or your pairs of 3, and you may begin the research aspect of your project. Remember, that's due Friday along with your test corrections. Good luck, and I'm super excited, super stoked to see what you guys come up with. See you soon. Bye-bye.